Hey guys, my name's Carnage and today we're going to be going through Zookas. Now I want to make this clear from the start, this is not a comprehensive guide on like how to use Zookas. It's more of like tips on what not to do and like tips for improvement when you're using them. So all this footage just sort of fell in my lap all at sort of like the last minute, so I thought it'd be foolish to sort of throw it away and not do a video on it. So today we're going to be going through a couple of attacks. We're going to be watching Michaelicious' attack with Zookas. Not a big GBE boost, but it doesn't really matter. Now right off the bat you'll notice he didn't group up his troops. This isn't a problem if you've got stuff on the beach, you can drop a smoke and that'll work out for you, but his smoke wasn't far enough away. We had rockets up the top here that were in range. If he dropped it further back and then dropped another one where his walking path was going to be, that would have been a good way to avoid that. Didn't really know the walking path. And with Zookas you should be walking in a straight line to your target. So his flare location should have been these sniper towers. Because it was offset, they sort of walked weird, walked out of smokes, and that was the result. His smoke was also late on going closer to the rocket, so he lost a few more. Again, smokes were late, and he lost his Zooka, so he's really got to learn that he needs to smoke a little bit earlier the further away he gets from his gunboat. That was his mistakes. He made quite a few, so this is probably one of his first attempts at Zookas. So he's got a few tips of improvement there. So to sum up, walk in straight lines or 45-degree lines, taking into account like the isometric view. So for example, if we were looking at this map, you look at Axiom here, a straight line would be walking from Gambit to here, because that's taking into account the isometric view. It wouldn't be from here down to like the bottom here, say. Or you could do it, but you know, just in general. So next attack, this guy makes different mistakes. He has a good GBE boost, so that wasn't his problem. We look at the beach. So he's doing the long beach landing, dropping a flare, and if we look at where he's dropping him, you'll notice he times it perfectly so his Zookas are grouped up. Now this is like A+. Here, he was a bit late on these ones, but the general technique was right. Now, if you looked at his flare, pay very close attention to that. Now, his troops aren't grouped up because he did a good job at the start, but dropping the flare on the building, how Zookas work is they spread out away from the target and then they attack. What he should have done was drop a flare maybe like one building away from it, and then they would have grouped up better, and he wouldn't have had that problem. So that was the key point to notice from this attack. Now these are just a few little amateur sort of things that I felt really need to be pointed out when you're trying to improve with Zookas. They're little things, but they make a big difference in the end. Now I want to show you one more attack before I show you mine. This guy's name's Johnson. He had the perfect gunboat boost. He had a really good damage boost. I don't know why he had a health one, because the Zookas are going to get melted instantly anyway. But we watch his attack. His attack was near perfect. There was a few little mistakes he made, and I will point them out. Notice how he didn't do a long beach landing. He dropped them all at the same time, waited a bit, then dropped the flare. Now this was pretty much perfect here. He drops a flare, The walking path's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Now you'll see a few come out the edge here, and they get fired on. That's a result of the walking path not being straight. So he's doing a really good job at the moment. Now see, the flare was a little bit offset, but when in situations like that, it's better to group the smokes up even more than what he did, so overlap them even more. That would have grouped them up more so that the Zookas didn't get fired on with the rockets. So you just need to pay a little bit better attention with exactly how much you need to group them up so none actually come out of the smoke. And you'll notice the tips I'm giving here, a lot of it is how the Zookas are grouping. The more your Zookas are grouped, the better you can control them with flares and smokes and stuff like that. But overall, this guy did a really, really good job. Showed the walking paths, you know, the range, what to do, how to use them. We actually had in the notes to watch this guy's attack to do it like he did, so there's that. Now next is my attack, and I did it flawlessly, flawlessly to get there. I did make a little mistake at the end. I didn't realize that the flamethrower was going to have range on my guys, so I unfortunately lose a third of my army to that. So timing my boats so all my Zookas get grouped up. Trying to cover my Zookas the best I can so they'll get there without being fired on. The walking path's very straight, so I don't need to worry too much about them wandering off. Grouping up my smokes to avoid any going out the edge. And you notice here, I have two smokes there, and half, so I didn't need to waste any smokes. So still going great. In future, maybe I drop the flare a little closer to the HQ so I don't need to waste a smoke there. Shocking the 3 rockets that have range on the kill spot. Those few Zookas dying were inevitable, I have to say. Had enough energy to shock it again. And boom. So I thought this would be a good video for you guys. Just a few little quick tips on improving with Zookas so you'll get better with them. I hope you guys have enjoyed this attack. While I'm here, I guess I might as well show you guys my my attack last up. This is a bit of a treat. I've got a solo on Atlas for Foxtrot. And by the way, the up attacks I just showed you with Zookas were Stronghold. That's the operation we were doing, and it was Axiom. Okay, so shocking all the buildings. That basically just the rockets and shock launchers. I've got 2 boats of heavies and 6 boats of Zookas, which is enough firepower to steamroll through the base, so it'll open it up if I fail. And hopefully there's enough heavies at the end, so the rockets at the back here will fire on the heavies. Dropping some critters, distract the boom cannons to keep my heavies alive a bit longer. So as you can see, I'm doing really well here. I did have a good boost going. If I recall, I boosted pretty much. Like, I think I used 6 power powder. I boosted my troop health, troop damage, and like 4 gunboat statues. We'll go just to the bottom just to show you that. Okay, so 90 troop damage, 64 troop health, 229 gunboat energy. So a pretty solid boost there. But on operations like Foxtrot, you sort of need a good amount of statues bonuses. So that's if you want to do a solo. So we'll end it here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.